Let's talk about threesomes, and more specifically, the 2 women and 1 man kind of threesomes. This sort of situation is a fantasy of many men around the world, but only a small percentage of them have actually experienced this scenario in the bedroom. Why is that? And what can you do to successfully create a fun, exciting, and satisfying threesome in your own life? Stick till the end to find out. My name is Helena Nista and I make videos that help you have the best sex of your life, and today we're talking about creating a successful threesome. I had my first ever threesome when I was still in my 20s. I was approached by a couple who desired some novelty and excitement in their sexual connection. After meeting them both for dinner, I said yes, and we took things to the bedroom. Since then, I've had maybe 10 threesomes over the years. First few as a single joining a couple, and then later as a couple looking for an extra girl. I consider all of these threesomes extremely successful because they were a lot of fun for everyone involved. Everybody felt included and everybody's wishes and desires were always respected. Some of them were with friends, some were with strangers. So among other things, I'm going to cover in this video how to actually find your third person. But let's start at the beginning. First of all, it's important to ask yourself why you actually want a threesome. Is it to prove your manhood and your abilities in the bedroom? Is it to improve your stagnating relationship? Is it to get back at your ex or someone else? Or is it because a threesome is something you desire or are curious about? A wise piece of advice I once got from a very experienced therapist was to never have a threesome in order to fix things in your own relationship. If you bring other people into a messy situation, you'll be just spreading your mess to their lives, and that's not okay. Make sure that you're in a good place in your relationship first, that you both feel loved, desired, fulfilled, and connected to one another. When you are in a good place, a threesome can be a truly wonderful experience. But if there are problems at home, go see a couples therapist first. Because adding a third person to a shaky relationship will most likely create even more mess. When it comes to finding a girl for a threesome, you have a few options. One is asking a friend. If both you and your partner know someone that you would like to have a threesome with, ask them over or meet them somewhere for a chat and present your offer. Talking about this kind of delicate matters face to face is always a better option than sending a message. If you can't think of someone you know, you can always use online apps. I've seen people use dating apps like Tinder or Bumble where they create a couple's profile instead of a single person's profile, where they clearly state that there's 2 of them and that they're seeking a girl. However, there are also specific apps that facilitate finding a person for a threesome, like Field or Threesomer. And please don't treat this as a recommendation because I haven't actually used these specific apps and I cannot vouch for their effectiveness. So do your research and find the best app available in your area. Your third option is to hire an escort, and this is something I have also done with one of my exes in the past. Back then, many years ago, I felt quite challenged by the idea of sharing my man with another woman, so we did it in a way that felt safest to me, which was when traveling on holidays and with a paid escort. Many girls in the sex industry are open to working with couples, so do your research and ask them if that's something they offer. So you're thinking of having a threesome, your partner has agreed to it, and now you're looking for an extra girl, or you have already found one. What you really need to recognize is just how tricky, emotionally speaking, this can be for both girls involved. And this is where you as a man need to really step up your game and take care of your ladies. First of all, most women will find it tricky to share their partner with another girl, so be very sensitive to your partner's needs, desires, and potential insecurities about this experience. It's very important that you fully hear her and reassure her, particularly if there are things that she's not prepared to do or to witness you do during a threesome. So this can be all about making her feel safe around her boundaries. Or all that might be needed here is simply a loving support. Many women worry that their partner might fall for the other girl, so if you think or know that this is what's potentially stopping your partner, make it abundantly clear to her just how much you love, adore, and appreciate her, whether the threesome happens or not. And don't forget the feelings and emotional safety of your extra girl. She might be potentially facing an anxiety about being seen as a slut, about being used sexually by you, or of not being fully heard in her boundaries. So make sure to offer her all the reassurance, care, and support that she needs as well. After all, it's a big deal to be intimate with two other people who are in a relationship together. So give her plenty of respect and appreciation for that. Once the three of you have agreed to proceed with a threesome, it's important to communicate all expectations and boundaries. For most people, a threesome is a fairly unusual experience, so it's best to tread lightly. Get together and allow each person to express clearly both what they want to get out of the experience and what they are not prepared to do. During one of this kind of chats with my then partner and our extra girl, I realized that I really didn't want my partner to ejaculate inside of her. I had no problem with him penetrating her, but I wanted him to come inside of me. But different people will have different ideas, needs, and boundaries. Some of the common boundaries include using protection, whether she would stay the night, how long the entire experience would last, what kind of sexual acts will be included, etc. Once you're clear on everyone's boundaries, it's obviously crucial to work within these boundaries and to never cross them. And if things change for anyone involved, this needs to be heard and respected as well. Just like with any one-on-one sexual experience where every person needs to be a consenting adult, it's the same with threesomes. As soon as anyone expresses any sort of discomfort, physical, emotional, energetic, etc., with anything that's happening, all action should stop in order to discuss what to do next. Once the threesome has happened, it's a really good idea to check in with everyone afterwards. This is a chat you all should ideally have immediately after the threesome. But if that's not possible, you can also agree to chat and review the whole situation at another time. Everybody should get a chance to talk about their experience, what they enjoyed, what they found tricky, and if there's anything they need at that point of time. This kind of conversation is particularly important if you're hoping to have more threesomes in the future. Because if anybody experienced something that was not enjoyable, you'll get a chance to resolve any potential hurt feelings or confusion. However, if you just let those feelings sit there, either one of the girls might decide that they don't want to do it again. So ask them both to share, hear what they have to say, and provide any TLC that's needed. This is something that many men feel worried or anxious about: how to last long enough to satisfy both women. This is a very important question to ask yourself, as there are things you can do to create a much better experience for yourself and for the girls. First of all, be honest with your lovers. If they know that lasting long enough might be a challenge for you, they will be much more understanding and patient if you need to take a break in the middle. Another option is to bring some toys to the bedroom with you. A lot of women find sex toys, and vibrators in particular, extremely fun and enjoyable. So don't be shy about recruiting some vibrating help. And if you'd like to learn how to last as long as you want naturally, check out my extremely popular course, Tantric Mastery for Men. Tantric Mastery is a 7-week online journey available to any man who wants to become an extraordinary lover, who wants to last much longer in bed, and who wants to learn how to give his woman or women many different types of orgasms. I've included the link to the entire course in the description below, together with a very delicious discount code. I hope that this video answered your questions and provided you with some solid guidelines to create a wonderful threesome experience for everyone involved. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a like and let me know in the comments below whether you've ever experienced a threesome yourself and what you most loved about it. Make sure to also subscribe and check out my online course Tantric Mastery. This course has been called eye-opening, an amazing experience, and even enlightening. So check out for yourself what the fuss is all about. Thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting, and engaging with me under my videos. Have a wonderful day, a magical threesome, and I'll see you next time.